to the channel. I'm Lauren, and in today's video I'm continuing my new weekly feature that I'm calling Saturday Snippets, in which I am coloring and chatting about various things such as the books that I'm reading, TV shows I'm watching, movies I've seen, or interesting tidbits that I have found on the internet or in other places. And last week we began working in Small Victories by Johanna Basford. And the page that we are working on is this one, the nature scenes, and we started coloring this mushroom. I think that this page is going to be with us for several Saturday snippets because I actually want to continue and color all of the different scenes. So we'll be using different pencil brands for each one, so it'll be interesting to see how they all work on this paper. Anyway, I have my trusty cup of tea, and if you're interested, the brand of tea that I am drinking right now is Yorkshire tea. This is a very, very strong tea, so I limit myself to 1 cup of this a day because it's strong and has a lot of caffeine and it gets me going. But for the rest of the day, I drink other kinds of tea. So in other videos, maybe I will show you the other brands and flavors that I enjoy. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, so as I said, today we are working in Small Victories by Johanna Basford, and we are continuing to color this mushroom. Last time we colored these little blue flowers, the different colored leaves, these grass fronds or these leaf fronds. I'm still unsure whether these are fronds or those are fronds. Anyway, today we're going to color the mushrooms and the background. So we will probably finish this little scene in today's snippet, and the pencils that we are using are polychromos. And as I said last time, it's very important to have a really sharp tip on your pencil because these scenes are really tiny and there are very tiny spaces. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom us in and we are going to get started. If you watched last time's video, then you know that I drew a circle around the mushroom because I didn't want to get too close to the next scene when I do the background. I'm not going to actually fill in the whole circle, but rather we're going to do a shading technique, which I'll show you when we get there. So right now we're going to be working on the stipe of the mushroom. That's what this stem is called, and we're going to start with the warm gray. Okay, so it's warm gray 1 270, and we're going to put a light layer of this color on the whole stipe. I'm just going to get a piece of paper to rest my hand on. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So we're going to use this pencil and we're going to put a light layer. Okay, so starting here. Okay, a light layer over everything. Okay. And we're going to keep a highlight on this side. Wait, do I want my highlight to be that side or that side? Okay, I've decided, and we are going to put the highlight on this side simply because there are quite a few overlapping elements here. Okay, so you've got these 2 overlapping elements here, but the overlapping elements here are on the bottom. So we've got this whole area here that's blank, and therefore I'm going to put the highlight there. Okay, so again, we'll just put a light layer of all of this over everything. Okay, right, now we are going to take our next color, which is violet, and it's 138, and this is a color that we've already used in other elements on the page, so it's going to create some cohesion. Okay, and we're going to put this on this side, also light layer. As I said in my previous videos where I've used polychromos, polychromos are layering pencils, so light layers. Okay. You can go there because there's a cast shadow. Okay, and a little bit there. Okay, now we want to lighten that color up. So we are going to take the warm gray again and just blend it out. Okay, but now we're not going to color here because we want to keep our highlight. Okay, right. Now we're going to take sepia, which is 175, and only in the shadow areas. So underneath this blade of grass, and here in the shadow area, around this petal, and underneath the mushroom. Okay. All right, and now we're going to take cream and we're going to blend it all together. So cream, 102, and over everything. Blend it all together. Okay, right, there we go. If you want to deepen up shadows, you can put more sepia in. If you want to make it lighter, and in fact, I think I do, then you take some white. Okay, so I've got my Prismacolor white. I'm just going to clean off residue from a previous page, and then you can go over everything with white and then make it even lighter. Okay, right. Oh, I like that. Okay. Now we're going to do the cap of the mushroom, and I'm just going to get the reference picture and show it to you again. So this is our reference photo, and I've decided that I want the cap of the mushroom to be similar in color to this pink one, not the purple one, the pink one. And for that, we're going to need a few colors. So we're going to use light magenta, which is 119. We're going to use violet, which is 138. We're going to use middle purple pink, 125. We're going to use Delft blue, 141. And we're going to use cream, which is 103. Okay, let me get our picture back. There we go. Okay, so those are the colors that are going to help us get this mushroom cap. So we're going to start with the warm gray 270, and put a light layer of this color on this whole area beneath the mushroom cap. Okay, light layer. Okay. Right. And now we're going to again take the violet, 138, and we're just going to put in some shading for each of these little sections. Okay, so I'm going to actually turn my page so that it's easier for me to see. Okay, underneath each one of these lines. Okay, and even around the edge, very lightly. Okay, right, so as you know from the description of this feature, it also includes some chattiness, and I can hear a dog in my neighborhood barking, but it's not my dog. My neighbor has a Pomeranian who is very hyperactive. Yeah, my dog's a Jack Russell. He's also hyperactive, but he is now approaching old age. He's 17, so he doesn't really bark as much or make as much noise as he used to, but he still does when he wants something. Okay, we're moving on to 175, okay, and deepening up the shadows around the stipe. Okay, so we're not going all the way. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, so for the chatty portion of the video, I thought I would tell you a little bit about a new TV show that I've started watching. So when it comes to TV shows, I'm quite picky about what I watch. I mainly like crime shows, especially British crime shows. So shows like Midsummer Murders or A Touch of Frost, which is no longer on, but I watched it when I was younger with my dad. Or Silent Witness, or there's a show called Shetland, which I'm really enjoying. Okay, so wait, we're going to go to the cream, 102, and blend. And yeah, so I like those kinds of shows. I do also watch US shows, but not as many. So I like shows like Law and Order, which I just finished a rewatch of, and Lost, and Game of Thrones, and other shows I start watching, but I don't really like them, and so I stop. So, for example, SWAT wasn't really my cup of tea. What other show did I start watching? And Virgin River. I stopped watching that one because it was really not like the books, and I wasn't really enjoying it. Too many plot changes for my tastes. Okay, I think we're also going to get the white. The white, and just blend all of that out. Yeah, only in the highlight areas. Yeah, so for example, shows that are based on books, they have to either be really, really different from the book, or they have to sort of stick to the books. So, for example, I really like Bosch because on the one hand, it sticks to the books, but on the other, it's kind of different. And I also like the Bridgertons because it's really different, just keeping main characters and some plot ideas, but making it really different to other things. And I love the costumes and the music and the scenery. So I really like that one as well. Anyway, so the new show that I started watching this week is called High Potential. Let's just get our mushroom cap started. Okay, so as I said, our mushroom cap is going to be pink. So we're going to start off with a very light layer of light magenta 119, and we're going to leave a highlight. So we're going to leave our highlight in this area, the top right-hand corner of this mushroom. Okay, so I'm going to turn my page again because it's easier for me to do it this way. So I just realized that I was not on camera and everything that I colored did not get recorded. So I just want to say that I put down a light layer of light magenta 119 over the mushroom, okay, in the mushroom cap, except I left this part blank as the highlight. So that's all I have done. Anyway, so we're moving on to our next color, which is middle purple pink. Okay, 125, and we're going to continue with a layer of this pencil, but leaving our highlight. Okay, so as I was saying, I started to watch a new TV show, and it's one that my roommate told me about, and it's called, as I said, High Potential. I'm on camera. Yeah, and it's about a woman who helps the police. Now, this show really reminds me of a show that I watched in the mid-2000s or 2010s called The Mentalist. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of that show, but I really, really enjoyed it. It was about a man who pretended to be a psychic, but he wasn't really a psychic. He was just a really keen observer of human nature and human behavior. But he pretended to be a psychic, and he had a TV show, and he attracted the attention of a serial killer. None of this is spoilers. This is all from the very first episode of the show. Anyway, the serial killer killed his wife, and he had sort of a breakdown. But eventually he starts teaming up with the police to solve crimes. So this new show, High Potential, is very similar. Okay, now we're moving on to Delft Blue, which is our shadow color. Okay, and we're going to use this only on the bottom, but we're also going to leave a little line where these dots are. So we're only going to color on top of those dots and in the shadow areas. Okay, so anyway, in this show, High Potential, the heroine, so it's not a man, it's a woman, she's not psychic. Okay, but she is very, very intelligent. She's got an amazing IQ, and she pays attention to what happens around her. And she was working in the police station as a cleaner, and she noticed something about their crime board that didn't make sense. And so she sort of messes with it. She's really funny. And she, gets involved in the investigation, and she helps the police solve the crime. So that was the first episode, and I'm eager to continue and to watch more. Okay, we're going back with our middle purple pink to blend out those colors. Yeah, so I'm really interested in it because she's such fun, this character. She's really funny, and she doesn't really, care about what people think, or what they think of her, or what she says or what she does. So she just speaks her mind and tells it like it is. She's really fun. So I really enjoyed that first episode. And she and the police detective, who is played by, I can't remember his name right now, but he was in Grey's Anatomy. He was also in a TV show called Manifest. I don't know if anyone's seen that show. It was on Netflix. It might still be on Netflix. Great show about a plane crash. A plane that disappears, doesn't really crash. Anyway, so he was in that show as well. Oh God, I can't remember his name now. Never mind, it'll eventually come to me. Right, so we're deepening up those shadows, but now we want them to be a bit lighter. So we're going to take our light magenta and go over everything. Anyway, so he and this, the heroine, I think her name is Morgan, but I'm not sure. I've only seen one episode, so I might be wrong. But I think her name is Morgan, and they have a really fabulous dynamic. He's very stodgy and a rule follower, and she's a rule breaker. So, yeah, they clash. But on the other hand, I think he appreciates her intellect. Yeah. So she has the character. She has 3 children. She has a daughter from a previous relationship. Now we're moving on to light flesh. Okay, we're going to blend it out here at the top. So anyway, she has 3 children. She has 2 children. Her youngest 2, a boy and a girl, a baby, and I would say he's about 6 or 7. Son from her current relationship, even though she seems to have broken up with her boyfriend. And her son is like her. He's got her same intellect. But she also has a teenage daughter from a previous relationship. And the man that she was with, who's the father of that child, has vanished. So she has asked the police to help her find him. So I think that's going to be an ongoing plot thread. Anyway, so really great show, good acting, interesting case that they investigated in this first episode. So yeah, I really liked it and I recommend it so far. Hopefully it will stay good. Sometimes I start watching a show and then, it starts out well and then it deteriorates. Okay, I want this to be a bit more pinky, so let's put a bit more pink there. Okay, make sure to keep the highlight. Okay, and I want this line here at the bottom to be lighter. So I'm going to take my Prismacolor white. I think it needs to be sharpened because that's a really small section. Oh, but I really like that mushroom cap. It's coming out nicely. So I want to lighten up this section here. Okay. Yeah. It gives it a, if you do this, if you leave this light here at the top and at the bottom, then you get a 3D effect. It looks 3-dimensional. Okay. Do I want to put a bit more cream? Yeah, cream here at the top to make it glow a bit. There, right. And I want this area next to the stamen to be darker on both sides. Okay. I'm thinking I want to put a bit more of the purple back in here. If you do this, then it looks cohesive, as I said. Okay, and a bit more down there as well. Okay. Do I like that? Yes, I like that. It's come out more purpley than pinky. This always happens to me with purples and pinks. I want something to be pink and it comes out purple, and I want something to be purple and it comes out pink. I don't know, it's something to do with my shading. I have to work on this, or I just have to accept it. I just have to accept that when something is purple, it's, you know, or pink, I just have to accept what comes out. Okay, right. Okay, now we are going to do these white circles, and for that we're going to get our warm gray again. Okay, 270. And we are going to fill in the circles, but not completely. Around the edge, we're going to leave a white space, okay? Okay, again, this will make it look like these white spots are popping out, okay? That they're not inside the mushroom, but rather on top of the mushroom. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Okay, and then we're going to take our violet 136 and very, very lightly just shade on top, but again, really, really lightly. Okay, and then we're going to take the Prismacolor white and go over everything to blend. Okay, there we go. Anyway, so that's one TV show that I started watching. Okay, oh, I like those. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the white acrylic marker and we're going to go over the black line so that it's completely white. So hold on 1 second while I get my acrylic pen. Okay, so the acrylic pen that I'm using is the Artristo paint marker pen with extra fine point. I gave it a good shake, and I always take a piece of paper and just make sure that the ink is flowing, okay? So always make sure the ink is flowing. And if as you're going along you see that the ink isn't really flowing anymore, stop, give it a shake, try it out again, and get it to flow. Okay, so we're just lightly going around these circles to go over the black lines. Okay, right, there we go. So let's turn it around and see what it looks like. I see I have some pencil dust. 1 second. Okay. Let's just, yeah, there we go. Okay. So since this has come out more purple than pink, let's make these pink, and let's really try to make them pink. In order to do that, I think what I'm going to do is start with the light flesh and put a base layer of light flesh on top of those two mushrooms, and we're going to leave the purple out completely, and in that way it should come out pink. Cross your fingers that that's what happens. That's what Castle Arts changed the names of some of their pencils, so the light, medium, and dark flesh are now I think it's either rose beige or light beige, maybe, for the light flesh, coral for the medium flesh, and salmon for the dark flesh. I think that's what they're called. Okay, so yeah, a light layer. Now don't worry about these weirdly shaped teardrop things. I'm not a fan of them, and I'm seriously thinking changing them to something else. So let's just go over a light layer of this color, leaving the highlight in the same spot where we left the highlight on this mushroom. Okay, and you can even put it in there. Okay, I'm really thinking of coloring over those weirdly shaped teardrop things. Okay, now we're going to take the light magenta and we're going to put a light layer of this. Okay, again, leave the highlight. Okay, and now the middle purple pink. Yes, which is, oops, sorry about that, very blurry. 125. Okay, we're gonna put it under the mushroom because that's our shadow area, and on this side. Okay. Lightly, oh yeah, it's coming out pink. If we just leave the purple out of it, then it should stay pink. I really need to work on doing that. But I know that if you use purples, you can still get a pink, like in our reference photo. Am I going to take a chance with the Delft blue? I am. Let's take the Delft blue, but really only in the shadow. Oops, I just put a stroke of purple on the other page. Okay, leave it. I will erase it after. Okay, yeah. Really lightly. Do not turn purple. Only here. Only on this edge. Right? And yeah, just blend it all out with the pink. Okay. I'm hoping that it stays pink. Okay, right, and a little bit more there. And now we're going to take our light flesh, blend it out some more. Okay. Those teardrop things are still there. Okay, now we're going to take our cream, yes, which is 102, and make it glow a little bit. To make something glow, you just go around the highlight area with a yellowish color, cream or lemon yellow, or depending on how much you want it to glow. I'm thinking I need some sepia for those shadow areas, 175. Oh, yes. It's also taking the purple a bit away. And then just there. And again with the middle purple pink. Deepen up the pink. Make it more pinky. Okay. Yeah, so that looks nice. Do I want to keep? I'm gonna have to keep those teardrop shaped things, but I think what I'm going to do is change their shape. Okay, so I'm going to again take my white acrylic marker, and I am just going to make them more round, like that, and put a couple more smaller dots so they don't look as uniform. Okay. Oh, yes. Much better. Right, so now we've done our mushrooms. All we've got left is this stipe for these two mushrooms, which I think I'm going to make green. So let me get the May green, 1 second. So for this, I've got May green, 170, and chrome oxide green, 278. Okay. So I wasn't on camera. All I did was I took the May green, 170, very sharp point, Okay, and I just put a layer of the May green into the stipe. That's what this is called. And now I'm going to take the chrome oxide green 278, and I'm just going to put it on one side and in the shadow. Okay, so underneath there. Okay, and we said that our highlight is on the right, so that's why I'm still leaving some of the May green. Okay. Yeah, that looks nice. Okay. Now we're going to do the centers of these little flowers, and for that we're going to take the cream, okay, and the sepia. No, that's the chrome. Oh, actually, maybe we will use this. No, sepia. Sepia, and just on one side. Okay, and we're gonna blend that out, and I am going to get an acrylic marker, a yellow acrylic marker. The Artristo yellow acrylic marker. I've given it a good shake, and again, I need to first test it out on a piece of paper to make sure that it's flowing. Yes, it is. Okay, and I'm just going to put some dots around the center of each of these flowers. Okay. Okay, there we go. So let's start with our background. All right, so I'm going to just start here. So we're just working with this yellow, and see, I've left that circle, so I make sure I'm not going out of it. Okay, just very lightly with this yellow pencil. Well, it's cream 102. Okay, you don't have to go completely around to the edge of the circle. I'm not going to. If you want to, you can. If you want to fill in the whole circle, yeah, go ahead. That'll also look really nice. But I just want it to like fade out. Yeah, that's what I want. I want just a light fade out effect and not actually a circle. It could be that after I erase, well, once you erase, you can also erase some of the pencil. Okay. Sorry, that is my whiny dog in the background. Yes! You want to say hello? Are you saying hello? Or are you just complaining? Okay. Okay, now we're going to take the May green 170. Now we're not going to go completely over all of this cream color. We're just going to go on top of it in the shadow areas, and then just a little bit into it. Okay, so right, not completely over the cream color. Okay. Circular motions, I think, are best for this. Okay. Right, we're going to go in between these frond areas. I think these are fronds. I'm still stuck on the fronds and the grass distinction. Oh, sorry, here he goes again. Oh, I see. I want to put some of this cream in this area too. Sorry about that. And I say I missed that little blue thing. We'll fix that. Okay. Okay, there we go. Just these elements. Okay. It's going to be darker towards the middle because the middle is the shadow. Everything here is like covered up by this mushroom. Okay. Okay, I'm back because he decided that he didn't want to go for a walk. I think he's just voicing his disapproval of things in general. So we're gonna go with this one, the deep cobalt green 158. And let's actually turn this around now a little bit. Okay, and we are going to put this in the shadow areas. Okay. There we go. But we're definitely going to leave some of the highlight. Okay, there we go. Around there. Okay, make sure you're not covering up the May green and the cream. We're also going to blend it out, so it will hopefully have a smooth gradient. Okay. Do flicking motions towards the end. Okay. All right, just a little bit into these areas, but not completely all the way because you don't want it to be too overwhelming, this color. Okay, are we still expressing our disapproval of the situation? Yes, I asked you if you wanted to go for a walk. You said no. This is conversations I have with my dog all the time. Do any of you talk to your pets? We have long conversations. Okay. Ooh, I really like that. I really like the way that's turning out. Okay. I think I'm going to... Do I want to blend this out with white or with ivory? Let's see, what have I got there? Yeah, let's blend it with ivory. Okay, so now I'm taking the ivory, because the ivory still has like a little bit of a yellow tint to it, which I want to maintain. And so I'm going to take ivory and I'm going to blend all of this together. Okay, slightly heavier pressure for the blending, and you can even go out a little bit to the edge of the circle. Yeah, I think I'm going to go all the way out to the edge of the circle. And then when I erase the circle, some of the ivory will be erased too, but that's okay because then it will create more of a gradient. Okay. Oh, what's wrong? You're telling me all your problems? Yes, he's telling us all of his problems. Okay, do I want to deepen up some of those shadow areas a little bit more? I like that. That's looking good. I think I want to, yeah, let's deepen up some of the shadows. So again, maybe we'll do shadows with the helio turquoise. Yes, let's add some of this helio turquoise, just really just in the shadow. Only in the shadow areas. So only under these leaves here. Okay. Yes. I really apologize for the barking dog. He definitely has opinions. Okay, there, I'm just trying to see any other shadow areas that I've missed. Oh, let's do here. Okay, and there. Around this mushroom here. This needs to be blue, so just do that. Just I think that, yeah, that should do it. Okay, so with the Prismacolor white, I am only going to go around the edges to blend. Okay. Ooh, I like that. Yes, I think that has come out really nicely. Okay. Right. Right, now what we're going to do is just some finishing touches. Okay, so with the Artistro paint marker, we're just going to put in these dots. Just let me make sure it's yeah, flowing. Okay. Let's see. This little star. Let's see. I'm keeping those black. We can even add some more that aren't in the original. Yes, that's good. Oh, yes, I like that. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to take our eraser and we're going to erase that pencil circle. Where did I put it? Oh, here we go. Okay, so I use this Factus. Okay, it's a pencil eraser, so it's like that. You just, yeah, and clean it off, make sure it's clean. And we're just going to erase the pencil. Right, so that is our completed mushroom, the first little scene on this page. We will continue coloring the other mushrooms with different kinds of pencils on future Saturday Snippet videos. Leave me a comment below which scene you would prefer that I do next, either the other mushrooms or the butterfly. So thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you soon for more coloring videos. Bye for now.